you big and small cotton candy balls. What a day. My lovely long weekend. Where did it go? Hello Goldie. Hello Eulina. Hello Nicholas. Greetings to me all. Yes, I said yes, but I actually meant the delicious balls. You know, the really good balls. Tell me, did any of you kill my chat box?
Yay!
Why are you doing this? Oh, there it is all of a sudden. Fair enough. Even on both sides. So my dear people, what can I tell you? We are at the end. We're close to wrapping up Dark Souls 3. There is only one really very difficult boss left in front of us. And the lady really has it all. We saw yesterday that the first and second phases are not even the problem. But the third phase. A nightmare. A nightmare for all wizards. But I'm confident. If we make it, I'll make a list at the end and show which bosses were the most difficult for me personally. I mean, everyone has different tastes. And everyone finds another boss probably more difficult. But for me, there were actually some bosses that were just a nightmare. Well, what does nightmare mean? They had been kind of funny and exciting in their own way. But I have other good news. You all know the company that made my overlays. It's called Tyurru Media. And indeed, today you seem to have finished my background for the playroom. I got a message today and I'll take a look at it first. But so far, everything looks great. So maybe we can start right away in the next few days. And it looks really great. And I have one more little announcement. I actually wanted to have a vote in the Discord on what we play next. But I'm afraid I'll have to throw a spanner in the works this time. I hope I can be forgiven. In fact, there's one game I really want to play. A game that was given to me almost a year ago. Final Fantasy Crisis Core. I almost forgot, in fact. So I'm really sorry. We're definitely going to throw up Dark Souls Final Fantasy, and in the middle of it we're doing 7 Days to Die. And when 7 days to die is finished, and I strongly assume that it could be by the end of the month, then we will definitely do the RimWorld 500% challenge. And I'm extremely excited about that. But of course, before we can do all that, we first have to kill a certain boss. And I still have to coordinate with Goldie. Goldie, you must have wanted to open the server. Also, there are a few people I'd like to ask. Because I think the more we are, the better. Could be a real, funny, crazy bunch. I still don't know exactly what the game is about. I mean, if you don't want to, I'll open up. No problem. You must have wanted to open the server at some point for 7 days to die. Or so I thought. I would love to test Blitz once. But I'm afraid nothing will come of it. So as I said, if you don't want to, then of course I can open the server. No problem. You just have to tell me, does it cost anything? Did you have to rent a server for it, or how does it work? Because I know, for example, in Ark Survival you had to rent a server. Where did I get the spell from? There are still 2 spells that I haven't even tested yet. This means that the server is almost always open, or how do I have to understand that? It's not that bad, but it's not really good either. No idea what this thing does. I have some weird laser beam. So you have to pay for the server after all. Let me take this spell test again. I didn't even score. Well, he's not really great. And for that I have to give away 2 more. So that means Goldie will become our leader. Goldie will lead us all to death. Definitely needs some projectile, which is searching. Black magic, moreover, actually needs faith. But the funny soul needs intelligence. It's pretty cool. Is this also a search projectile? Oh shit, do that a lot of damage. Hold on. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Did I just see that right? The thing does 700 damage. And my other little magic makes 500. The difference is extreme. How do you really get on your face? The woman. I can't believe what I'm seeing here right now. What 1000 damage? But I'm afraid I won't have enough potions with me. I'm impressed. Be careful, now I'm going to flatten it out. Still 700 damage. Does this mean that the lady who uses shadow flames has a susceptibility to other shadow flames? Although, that's not a shadow flame that I use. Clean. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a magic flute anymore. He's kicking right in the face.
Thought of us from Boreal, as that kind always have.
How would you almost have died the first time? I can't believe what I just saw. Saw the damage from the bullet. Is that their weak point? Then I absolutely need one more magic bottle. She wouldn't have had a chance. I mean, I'm not sad or angry at all. I was just testing.
What is good, wasn't he?
And the test just now was great.
Pretty be careful, I don't...
I didn't even have rings or a gun. Hold on. What kind of magic is that? Is this shadow magic? Is this magic? Is this pyromancy? Is a soul and it belongs to magic. Maybe the ring with dark magic. And besides, there is still a weapon. Hold on. A weapon with dark magic. We'll finish them off. We're going to finish them off like this. I just wanted to test which elements might be better against them, and this weird crystal spell didn't help at all. But this weird dark ball, just a moment ago she just clapped around. Yes, in the description there is indeed dark soul. It says on it, dark soul, but it also says on it, magic. Oh shit. It does a lot of damage. I almost feel sorry for her.
Here you go, have a head.
Okay, I don't feel sorry for her anymore. What a walking schnitzel. but it also constantly makes itself invisibly straight. Hey, hello Wagner. I mean the calculator. The very first attempt went so much better.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
The very first attempt had been so much better than this one. Hey Ragnar, thank you so much. Why is my antivirus program responding? Did any of you upload any illegal stuff? Why is she such a bitch now?
From whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
And why does antivirus annoy me? Appears for the second time antivirus. Wait a minute, let me briefly exhibit the program. In the middle of the fight, a window just pops open. You want to know how expensive the model was? Oh, I don't know if I should say that. All I can say is it was quite expensive. I mean, if you heard that sum, you'd probably say, oh god, it's going to have a bang. For me, streaming is just a very nice hobby. And sometimes you just do crazy things for your hobby.
Thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
I can't believe I almost killed her just now. And now I can't even get through the first phase. Wait a minute, I can think of something else. There was a headpiece that could increase my dark magic. I think this is getting a bit too much BDSM moderate. But hey, we all love masks. So bitch, now it's time for you. Oh yes, that does a lot more damage again. Oh my goodness, does that do any harm?
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
Absolutely. The two artists who have done this are really masterful in their works. You can also find her name at the bottom of my profile. Especially Kevin the Rigger. It was simply overwhelming. I was so lucky that he took me. All the other great talents go to him. Just killed while she was invisible. I mean, I never assumed that I would become known in any way. There are certainly not many people who like to use the language program. I just wanted to live my hobby and not be alone playing anymore. And well, that's what I've achieved, so to speak. I have really good damage at the moment. Right now, I'm just failing because of stupidity. So as I said before, training is a really nice hobby for me and I just didn't want to be alone playing anymore. I never assumed that I would somehow become known in any way or that I could finance my life with it. I mean, I have a really good job and I'm very happy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to afford this model either. I just want to have nice evenings, play comfortably and preferably with a few people. Nevertheless, I am really surprised that we have actually grown so well. But this woman is also so angry. And it just hits me again and again. But above all, since when has she been evading so often?
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
It's so extremely different sometimes. She dodged almost every one of my spells and made herself invisible 3 times in a row. What's wrong with that right now? She wasn't that aggressive yesterday. Yes, but today she is particularly aggressive, as if someone had shit her cereal. Do my balls fly? So, you mistake, now you're due. Not bad, my little one. But do you already know the Dark Fist? Oh no. Once she has you, you're real.
Sweet, all thought of us from thy mind, as thy kind always have.
If she doesn't get caught once, you're just dead. We had them. And as soon as she hit us once, we just couldn't keep up with the bottle.
Fuck it up, fuck it up. Don't give a shit anymore. Fuck it up, fuck it up. Flip the table, screw you all.
You say so, Ragna. How long has she been doing hand-to-hand combat? She hit in the big guy. I've seen the shit. Since when does the melee do in the second phase? But the lady doesn't know what she wants either. And please don't me with the pineapple pizza. Everyone knows that mayonnaise is on it. A real pizza should be accompanied by mayonnaise, not pineapple. Everyone knows that. We don't attack my weird mini balls at all. Oh my god. But only be so lucky. How can you be so lucky? What kind of slut is this? This is the second time that she has survived with a life point. How can you be as lucky as they are? She absolutely has to play the lottery. Just wait and see. I'm sure I'll be able to do it even better. But the two are also extremely unfavorable.
Leave us be, Ashen One, sweep any thought of us from thy mind, as thy kind always have.
Did I just get killed by the chair? From its huge, majestic buttocks. So I guess it's really one of the top 3 heaviest waters. I'm going to ride a roller coaster with you. Yes, that's true. However, the guy has a huge folding chair. Oh, come on, stop. But she is also as aggressive as the woman. Shit. No fourth phase, please. What a fight. What a spectacular fight, and many loved ones, thanks and greetings, legend. That was a really brilliant fight.
Here you go. Have a head pat.
Yay!
And I think we've actually defeated all the bosses with that. Or have I forgotten any? I think that's all of them.
Fröhliche Weihnachten, du Penner.
It's wonderful that when I really party. Yes, I definitely defeated the magician and these zealots. And so I really believe that we killed everything. Now, of course, I want to see what beautiful thing she gives me. What do I get from you? A whip or any sides? I think I just take the sides because they look really good. In any case, they look really good. I have to admit, I didn't think I'd finish so quickly.
Very well, then take no.
But because I found out that this weird dark magic is so extremely powerful, it went really well.
Windfaust.
So I can only warmly recommend this soul's skin really clean. What does undead match actually mean? Oh, that's PvP. Dark magic is one of the strongest in the game. Now I have to ask, was dark magic really her weakness? That must have been their weakness. This spell did more damage than my magic projectile, even though I didn't have any rings on. Lightning magic first, and then dark magic. I would have loved to test lightning magic. But the problem is quite simple, you somehow don't get any real lightning magic, only at the very end. Wait a minute, the slut was 39% resistance to magic. No wonder I didn't do any damage. And as soon as I changed the spell, things started to go uphill. Vordt. Yes, exactly. I also really wanted to go for fireballs, flashes of light and faith, but as I said, there really weren't any real lists. I actually wanted to do it like in Elden Ring. That's when I went on fire and then on light magic. But as I said, in this game I have the feeling that all the good spells come at the very end. All the magic down here. I haven't even tested them yet. No, I actually don't know. But there are a lot of other things on our agenda next. For example, I'm going to play Final Fantasy Crisis Core next. Because the game gave me a friend a year ago. For your birthday. Also, we're making a big community game 7 Days to Die. I'm also very curious to see who will take part. And at the end of July I'm on vacation and I really want RimWorld 500% challenges. It will definitely be a game event. In my Discord I have already announced and a few people have agreed to do so. Maybe I'll even find other people. I will definitely ask other people. I recently discovered another streamer who is so likable, I'll definitely ask him. But is there still a little thing I have to do? Something I don't want to withhold from you. My own personal list. Let's just go through it and see what we've clapped around. Maybe you are interested in what I personally found easy and what I found extremely difficult. And I would even say that we proceed chronologically. Fortunately, I have also organized a list where everything is listed chronologically. Cemetery of Ash was the first boss, the initial boss. Well, what can I say to that guy? I clapped it the first time and it was just a tutorial boss. Hi Lucy. I just can't find the picture of the guy. Which of them should it be? I think it is. So as I said, the guy was just a tutorial boss and I think he will have been very easy for all people. My dear Lucy, I just killed all the bosses and now I'm making my own list. High Wall of Lothric was the runner-up. That was the big stick wrestler the Ice Age had though. I can hardly remember, in fact. I know it took me a little bit because I was brand new. It must have been 5 attempts or so. In addition, I was completely skilled in Faith. I really didn't do any damage at all. And the guy shamelessly took advantage of that. Vordt of the Boreal Valley is therefore rather down. But it had been surprisingly tough for you at first. Oh yes, next comes the tree. Curse-rotted Greatwood was the big tree with the eggs as a special attack. In fact, it took me a while with this boss because I was actually stupid enough to crystallize where his weak point was. He caused me a few problems, definitely. But once you know what your weak point is, it was extremely easy. Here, too. I was completely on Faith and had a tiny fireball. That didn't do very much. But now, for example, comes my absolute favorite. Crystal, say, what kind of wanker was that, please? The guy just hadn't been okay. I don't know exactly what it was. In the end, I personally completely renounced all my magic. Because I just didn't get around to it and just did hand-to-hand combat. And when I did hand-to-hand combat, I realized how easy the guy was. It even went so far that I completely ignored all his reflections. I'm just stubborn about this guy. And when I did that, it was also extremely easy. Now something is coming that probably no one expects. Abyss Watchers, oh boy oh boy. I'm pretty sure this boss was very easy for you guys. But let me tell you, for me the guy was a hell in the beginning. I have never been able to do magic, no matter how, no matter when. Exactly. Especially the second phase. I've never been able to pull off a spell in the slightest. I don't know how hard he was for you guys, but for me the guy was one of the hardest. It was probably because I had no life points and went completely on Faith. With my little fireball. Welcome to a small family. But for me, the guy was really bad. Maybe it's because you're not allowed to be a magician. Deacons of the Deep. The best example is these guys. In theory, they are extremely simple. They really didn't do anything at all. But for me as a magician, I wouldn't have had a chance. Once again, I completely renounced all my magic. And I'm just dull with hand-to-hand combat. And when I started using only melee combat, it was right on the second try. He had been annoying as a magician. But as a hand-to-hand fighter, it really wasn't worth anything. That was exactly the problem. I could never attack the person I wanted with my spells. It had been impossible, even with area spells. I had been really angry that my magic was so useless. What did I do? I just upgraded my melee fighters, popped in a magic stone, and I'm just into melee combat. And I had been shocked at how extremely easy it was. 10 try magic. And only 2 as melee fighters. And he was lying in the dirt. So fine, who's next? Ah, exactly. Hi Lord Woolner, that was a lollipop. So I think this boss is again a classic candidate for it. If you're a magician, it's extremely simple. The guy couldn't do anything. I just shot at his weak points with the magic bullets and he was dead extremely quickly. I think it took me 2, maximum 3 tries somehow. And only because I didn't know that I couldn't stand in the dark. You say he's also easy as a melee fighter. Fair enough. Old Demon King is next in line. For example, I can't say anything good about the boss. I really didn't even know it was a boss. I know I've been fighting this giant worm out there. And I had almost run out of potions. I just walked into the room and this boss showed up. He was extremely slow and hardly did anything, and my magical attacks shredded him. And this despite the fact that I somehow only had 1 or 2 bottles with me. The guy couldn't do anything. I don't know if he's more difficult as a melee fighter. But for me at that moment as a magician, he was just a laughing stock. Although he looked kind of cool. Pontiff Sullivan is next. That was this prophet or high priest with the 2 swords. I thought the guy was extremely cool. He looked great and had really great attacks. And then I was super disappointed that he was immediately on the ground. I don't even know how many attempts I needed, I think 3. You see, and I didn't even know he had a second phase. I think if you beat him into the second phase, he'll kind of kneel down for a moment, won't he? Because I remember him going down on his knees for a moment. And while he was on his knees, I just threw my fireballs at it and they also did area damage. True, he made a copy of himself, and while he was doing it, he just stopped. I then threw my Chaos Fireball and the Chaos Fireball first does damage and then it leaves a surface and in that area the image just died immediately. That's why it was extremely easy for me. It has to be said that this is the very first time I have tested this Chaos Fuhrkogel in this area. And I was extremely fascinated by how much damage this fireball did. From that point on, it was all uphill. Wards. Ever since I had this fireball, I've just slapped most of the bosses around. Okay, who's next? Yorm the Giant. Oh, I can tell a nice story about that. Yes, it was the very first time I played a Dark Souls game. Yes, I didn't know that this is a boss that works much easier. If you pick up his own gun and beat him to death with it. I didn't know, and at first I even thought I might have to try to break all the stone pillars. Because I didn't do any damage at all, neither with melee combat, but with my spell. And then I thought to myself, something is wrong here. Does he have any special boss mechanics? So what did I do? I summoned my mist. And let him walk around in the fog. I think my chat was aggressive. I think they were fascinated and angry. They couldn't comprehend that I was so stupid and so creative at the same time. But in the end he was dead and it didn't even take me that many tries. I think I made 3 attempts without the fog and then 2 pieces with the fog. Aldrich, Devourer of Gods, is next in line. Ah yes, I still remember it. That was this weird, snake-like creature. And I have to say quite honestly, it was probably due to my magic and the fireball again. 2 tries and he was dead. Or 3, maximum 3. I'm not quite sure if it was 2 or 3 attempts, but the cattle were just super dead. I don't even remember what kind of attack she had. I know she summoned an extremely large number of arrows. A real rain of arrows. I think that was the only thing I could remember. And I even think I killed them just when all the arrows came. Teleporting around is certainly extremely annoying for melee fighters. Dancer of the Boreal Valley. The boss came right after this God Eater was killed. And unfortunately, I have to say, I don't remember her at all. I just know she was able to somehow lengthen her weapon and always made some kind of vortex attack. But she, too, died extremely quickly. I also think 2 or 3 attempts. Maximum 4 attempts. I'm not quite sure. But I don't remember her being very strong or having any particular attacks. But as I said, most likely, it's also because I was a magician. And this fireball just popped in like a beast. It is quite possible that it is much more difficult with melee fighters. Dragon Slayer armor. Oh yes, I remember the guy. Rich in the guise, unfortunately too good. In fact, it was very exhausting for me. Simply for the reason. He had a protective shield. And that means that magic is constantly bouncing. It depends on what kind of level you are and how you encounter them. I say yes, probably every person experiences it differently somehow. I'm sure my list looks very different from other people's. And the biggest surprises are probably yet to come. But this dragon armor, for example, has stuck in my memory very much. I don't think it took me 10 tries or more against the guy. But I remember extremely well because it had been really exhausting. My sorcery was constantly blocked and he summoned dragons that attacked me from behind. In addition, he slammed like a truck and once he hit me, I was usually dead. I came to do magic very often, but just didn't do any damage. I don't know exactly how I killed the guy. But I guess with the fireball, even if it took an extremely long time. The fireball accompanied me all the way to the final boss. I haven't taken any other spells until then. Osiros, the Consumed King. Okay, here I have to say, the boss can really be at the very end for me. Because I didn't know that there was a hidden area after all. Although, the area wasn't even hidden. I just had to climb up the ladder to the dancer. But unfortunately I didn't see them at all. Only at the very end. Well, what can I say to the boss? I died quite a lot. I think it was because I was also extremely nervous because you guys were all attacking me that day. That was the day of the raid of you. And I was extremely stupid. It had pretty simple mechanics, but the second phase wasn't so bad. Well, you were on the verge of it. But I'd say the guy was about as interesting as the fire giant. He had actually been even more difficult than the fire giant. I mean, imagine that. All the good people are all down here and this ugly rat guy is over that. If anyone sees that, they think I'm crazy. Champion Gundyr. Oh yes, that was a real asshole. Oh boy, that was an asshole. The big problem had been once again. I didn't get to do magic. He had had no life points at all. If one of my spells hit, it was almost dead. But he struck like a truck and didn't give a break. Exactly. And once you've caught yourself, you've made the right combination. I don't think it took me 10 tries, but it was really extremely exhausting. The guy really got on my fallopian tubes. There's nothing worse than a boss who won't let you do magic. Lothric, younger prince. Okay, here I have to say quite honestly, the guy couldn't do anything. I don't know exactly what the reason was, but the big brother really didn't do anything exciting. The only difficulty came in the second phase, and even that was not earth-shattering at all. He just did some magic stuff and you just have to dodge. He had been killed extremely quickly by the fireball. I don't even know how many attempts I needed. I think a maximum of 2 or maybe even 3. But I know that I almost killed him on the very first try, and I was just surprised by the many little magical things that flew at me. That's why he definitely gets down there. Now the very interesting ones are slowly coming. Ancient Wyvern. Well, that's a bad example. This dragon couldn't do anything. Just stood on the stairs and my fog killed him. Yes, I also think it was just some kind of fun, boss. And I fooled around a lot and yet I survived it. Yes, I just killed him with the fog and with the magic bullets at the same time. I mean, when there's a huge creature in front of me, the first impulse for me every time is, oh, I'm trying the mist. Okay, I didn't even know that. I just placed the fog and used my magic projectiles. He died very quickly. Nameless King. Okay, that's probably going to shock a whole lot of people too. I didn't even know that the fog actually scales with the health points. Because from what I've seen, the fog has always done exactly 25 damage. No matter where I used it, the fog always did 25 damage per tick. Then I might have to look in the video against the black dragon. Although, unfortunately, I don't see the damage numbers because my avatar is in the way. Alright, the Nameless King. How many attempts did it take me? I think 4. And I remember so many people saying that this boss was one of the worst does. It's terrible. And then I went there anyway and I was really disappointed. If you watch the video, you'll say, my goodness, what was that? In fact, I really thought there was a third phase coming, because he was just dead too quickly. I think this is another one of the bosses that is much more difficult as a melee fighter. But I don't want to talk him down either, that's why he comes in the middle of me. He had somehow had some stylize and the attacks had been very impressive. But I just ran away, used my magic projectiles and the guy slowly ran after me. I don't know what that was. But he was extremely disappointing. And speaking of disappointments, Soul of Cinder. I can't tell you how extremely disappointed I was with the guy.
Here you go, have a head pat.
Of course, Ragnar, Thanks for stopping by and have a good night. So I'll tell you something. I once again had my beautiful big fireball. And I didn't even know that the guy was the duck boss. I didn't know he was the last boss. I just fought the guy. I thought, hey, he's got really great attacks and he's changing weapons. And on the third attempt or on the fourth. I don't know exactly, he was lying in the dirt. And then, suddenly, the credits actually came. There was the title menu and the credits, and I had been so shocked. I said, was this really the last boss? I remember Elden Ring, the last boss. And it robbed me of the whole evening. It had been so cool. He had been so fast. He had been so extremely aggressive and absolutely brilliant. But the guy here was a complete disappointment. Honestly, I even just put it in the middle. I died no less against the guy than against all the others before them. I'm sorry about that, my dear buddy, but you'll get to the bottom. So where were we next? Demon twins. Oh yes. The Demon Prince. So I can say that was probably the hardest boss for me. I mean, Peace and Gale were just as beautiful. But the guy somehow burned himself into my memory in a very special way. As I found out afterwards, he actually has a certain resistance to magic. And that might even have been the biggest problem. My magic didn't do any harm. Especially the first phase had been exhausting, as a wizard to concentrate on 2 melee fighters. But the guy actually cost me over 3 hours of time as well. That's why he definitely deserves one of the top steps with me. I don't know where he's viewed in the entire community. But for me, as I said, he was definitely one of the strongest. The great thing was that one of my Discord even posted a video of how he made this demon as level 1. You can imagine what that meant to me. Hello, Theo. Greetings, my dear Theo. Well, then I'm not alone in my opinion. Half-light, Spear of the Church. Garbage. Absolute rubbish. 2 shots and he was dead. I don't know if that was somehow a fun boss. Let's move on. Dark Eater Mitter. Oh yes. A Boreal player can show up as a boss. Okay, if that had happened, I probably would have just died. Then I wouldn't have had a chance. Let's move on to our favorite. The big, evil, black dragon. Yes, I'm just describing my own impressions. I just eliminated peace. So the black dragon. No problem for me as a magician with fog. But he was super cool. And I can understand why this boss is a great danger. And I think he's particularly nasty as a melee fighter. I was just very lucky that I was involved with this fog games from the beginning. And even though I had this particular mechanic, it took me a lot of tries. I guess if you go in there blind without the knowledge and without the fog, this boss will probably actually be the hardest. He's so incredibly aggressive and cool. He has a lot of strong chain attacks and almost all of them could kill me. And then the second phase. He goes completely crazy with his huge laser beam. I can well imagine that. Even though I had the fog, I had to fight quite a bit. When I saw the dragon for the first time, I knew immediately that this would be a Nebula candidate. I don't think I would have defeated this dragon as a melee fighter or with any other magic. Therefore, huge respect for all the people who defeated this dragon, without fog. I'm not necessarily a good player, but I always try to avoid certain fights with brains. And that definitely helped me a lot with this boss. And also with the next boss, which I will name now. Slave Nightingale. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I can tell you something about that. This boss was really a plague. The first and second phases were child's play for me. Especially the second phase. But shit, the third phase was so fierce. And I didn't manage to pull out a single spell. So what did I do? I fucked up. I fucked up sky high. That's right, I led this scumbag to the ruins, put it against the wall and worked with fog and poison. And even though I fucked up that way, it took me a few tries. It's hard for me to tell if I'm going to grab him before or after the Demon Prince. I would find both equally bad. But without this trick, I certainly wouldn't have gotten married so quickly. But why do you pack such a boss? Such a huge battleground with so many ruins. That had been the big mistake. I'm sure the video looks incredibly crazy too. Real cuddling against the wall. Oh yes. The champion of the grave and his wolf. I can remember, you all just said it. I remember very well how you all said you were easy peasy lemon squeezy. But for me as a wizard, this boss was once again not okay. The tomb guard himself dodged almost all of my spells. The wolf was extremely aggressive and didn't let me do magic. The only chance I had was once again with my old coveted fireball, and only because I threw on the ground in front of him. I don't think it's as bad as, say, the dragon armor. I actually don't even know how many attempts it was. They weren't teeth. It's ridiculous that this boss was harder for me than the Nameless King. But it really had been. You've all seen this. And that brings us to my favorite. Sister Peace. Yes, we killed them today. Without question, this boss belongs to the top 3 by a wide margin. I'm pretty sure the community says this boss is one of the worst. And I even go out on a limb and say it's worse than, say, the Nameless King or the Black Dragon. For me, it was definitely a highlight. And I couldn't trick them. I had to beat them properly, with everything I had. For me, she was definitely the most exhausting boss, although I don't think I died quite as often against her as I did against the demon, for example. Against the demon, as I said, it took me over 3 hours. But that's also because the fight lasted an extremely long time. And my spells didn't do any damage. With Friede, when I found out that dark magic is very effective, I still had to fight quite a bit. But I really don't understand the Nameless King. What exactly makes the name Worsenkönig so difficult? Well, that's what I thought. In any case, I thought Gale Peace and the Black Dragon are top 3. But I can't imagine why the Nameless King should be so heavy. But as I said, magic. Maybe it was because of that. So here's my list and I'll put it on Discord. So that even the last hens and coons can see that. In any case, I can conclude. It was a very nice experience for me. In fact, I'm almost a little bit sad that it's already over. I mean, of course, you could start a new game now. And honestly, I even think I'll start all over again and then go back to Faith. I actually don't hate 2D games at all. I've already played one. Hollow Knight was also very nice. Dark Souls 3 once again as a melee fighter. But to be honest, I played half of the game as a melee fighter because I didn't do any damage with my spells at the beginning. It wasn't until I had this wonderful Chaos Fireball. Here's this one. Great Chaos Fireball. That was the spell I finally used to do damage. This thing took me all the way through the game to the last boss. And for me, this is and still remains the best magic. Even if it has to be said that he can't really keep up now. Ouch.
Vielen lieben Dank für das Abo, Tal Orion. Palim, wünsch euch allen einen schönen Abend. Habt einen sonnigen Stream mit unserer Tyurru.
Talo. Thank you very much. That wouldn't have been necessary. I don't deserve that. Well, my dear people, we have 2 hours left. The big question is, what do we do with the 2 hours? Let's start all over again, and I will try to burn through with my faith and conjure up my faith. But I don't think I can res kill at all. I think I actually need a tongue to restyle. No, we're not starting a new game today. And we'll be starting Final Fantasy Crisis Core tomorrow. I got the game as a gift almost a year ago and almost forgot about it. And that makes my heart bleed so much. I can't understand why I'm so stupid and forgot about the game. How must this person feel when they know they gave me a game? And I haven't touched for a year now. Just like Mass Effects. That was also given to me as a gift. No, as I said, we're not catching a new game today. In any case, we had a really brilliant fight against Peace today. And I just say we'll take another look right away. But I really want to res kill. Oh, you know what we're going to do another time. We'll just go on a second trip and see how far we can get with it. Because I don't think there's anything left to discover here. And the good thing is, I can really go completely shit. I can just cast magic to shred everything with my super strengths. I have magic. I have fire and I have dark magic. And against any of these elements, some opponent is sure to have a quirk. You just have to find out where and how and what. I'm also very curious to see what exactly this second journey will do at the beginning. But enough of me talking. How are you doing? What are you doing right now? What are you playing right now? We have a lot planned for this month anyway, I can promise you that. Above all, I'm really looking forward to 7 Days to Die. I'm very curious to see who will come and what beautiful things we will do there. What I'm also wondering right now, are the opponents stronger on new play now? Cosmo tier. You started with Mass Effect. Honestly, I have to play it again on my vacation, at least the third part. Because I hadn't been satisfied with how extremely antisocial my commander was. I really want a real happy ending. I really owe that to the game. I just built nonsense from the first part to the third part. And in the third part, of all places, I felt the consequences. So buddy, against you I definitely use my company's magic. Because I know, exactly, she really punched in last time. I'm curious to see if the boss is stronger. It was definitely funny. I'm not sure if he does more damage. But in any case, he is quickly dead. And I think there were almost no souls at all. I'm really not sure if anything has changed in the restart. For example, whether all the items you can find are still there, or whether they are perhaps even better. In any case, I can say that magic has just reached its absolute peak. The opponents won't stand a chance.
Welcome to the I am afraid the Lord.
Maybe we'll even manage several bosses today. I'm not even sure what to take now. But I guess a little magic for more than magic points could be good. Oh yes, that's right, I remember this caustic castle very well. I just don't remember who was the boss here, but I think that big, club-wielding guy with frost spells. In any case, I can now see how much I have improved or deteriorated in this way. And most importantly, I can try to refresh my memory by figuring out where to go. Because, in fact, I have absolutely no idea. I bet all the pro players would normally go through racing now easily. So the opponents definitely had more of an impact. Otherwise, I would be able to kill them all in one fell swoop. But I don't even need my magic. I've also finished all the mini videos with mass effects. And they've become pretty funny, even if it's mainly just game content. But it's really funny to see how antisocial my commander has been all along. And my goodness, she was really extremely antisocial. Oh no, I think I'm being attacked. Do I really need to fight another player now? I don't stand a chance. Especially not when it comes to range. I mean, look at this. I hadn't even been near his gun. But that's probably what the ping is all about. That's exactly why I find PvP particularly terrible. He hadn't even been near me on my screen. Okay, the bugs do significantly more damage. I completely underestimated them. I just want to find the exit. In any case, I've already found a campfire again. But now the usual game begins. I have to look for myself to death. Oh yes, I started from scratch and I was even killed by a player just now. I'm not quite sure how exactly this weapon range works. For me, it hadn't even come close to being on my screen and I was just dead. But I don't know anything about PvP anyway. And I think as a wizard I don't stand a chance against any melee players anyway. But I'm slowly remembering the way again. Yes, that's what I kind of thought. As I said, the guy hadn't even been near me in any way. And yet I was just dead instantly. But that's okay. What a delay. I'm not used to bosses attacking so slowly. For that reason alone, I just like PvP, but generally not. Nowadays it's somehow not as nice as it used to be. Unless you have any fun party games with friends. Or something like Stellaris. Also a very fun game. Actually, I wanted to do a real, nice, big round again for a long time. But unfortunately, most people didn't want to and cancelled. I don't know, are you really a piece of bread? Save me. Why didn't you save me? So apparently the bosses are really much stronger in the new run. If you restart the game again, they will become even stronger. You can restart the game multiple times, can't you? Are the enemies getting much stronger each time? How often can you restart? Aw, they're actually getting stronger and stronger. Every time. Wait a minute, how far can you level up your own characters? What is the maximum level? So the maximum is +7. And the maximum level is 100. No, wait a minute, 802. Oh shit, are there really people who have played through the game so many times? That's madness. I mean, okay, if you found a game that you really enjoy, then you'll probably just play it more often. The same principle is with me, for example, with Syrian World.
All that unkindled. Look, if this sad.
In RimWorld I somehow have 2,500 hours at the moment. So honestly, for example, I could imagine doing that at Elden Rings. I really liked the game. If only because you could really explore freely. The only downside was that at some point you had been so high with the level that most bosses couldn't do anything. Oh, shit. Where did I get the banner from? Okay, World of Warcraft, I probably have even more hours. World of Warcraft was definitely a bit of a sin for me, and it still is. Unfortunately, I don't have a community anymore and actually do almost everything on my own. And it's not necessarily nice to want to try to make mythical dungeons with such a community. Oh really, you stopped with the Pandaren. I have to tell you honestly, I loved Pandaria very much. Simply because all the classes have been given extremely unique new abilities. My warlock was able to cast so many incredible spells that I never knew before. Oh right, from Grandma. Has there always been a fire at Grandma's? I honestly had to say, you shouldn't start playing World of Warcraft again. You should play this to the maximum if you have friends. I don't recommend you to play alone. I'm already doing it through time. Final Fantasy Online, for example, is somehow completely different. Final Fantasy Online really has a very impressively nice community. I mean, you always have black sheep everywhere. And the bigger a community is, the more black sheep there are. Especially when it comes to a lot of PvP. Or just somehow holding his virtual cock in front of the camera. And that's unfortunately very important in World of Warcraft. People profit themselves with some titles or some kind of leaders. And you didn't see. But Final Fantasy XIV somehow feels more likable. Unfortunately, I have to say that I don't play Final Fantasy XIV because I didn't find a connection there. And somehow I have way too much nostalgia for World of Warcraft. If only because I have my little sister Madaja there. I just can't stop playing World of Warcraft. Sometimes I wish I could, but I just can't.
Please, grant me death. Undo my shackles.
You want to die?
Killing undead for sport. Accursed champion.
Didn't you just say you wanted to die? That's right, in Final Fantasy XIV there are also really good challenges. You can't say that Final Fantasy XIV is simpler than World of Warcraft. Meanwhile, they have just as good stuff for people who are really into hardcore. And I can't stress it enough, but especially the story captivated me extremely. I rarely have such a good story in such a mass online game. And you don't even need 2 factions and some pointless faction wars for that. I'm at least kind of glad now that it's possible in World of Warcraft. Create guilds and groups. Cross-party. Because all this open PvP hasn't worked for a long time. Well, you really didn't miss anything. As I said, it's quite fun when you have the right people. And unfortunately you don't find them so well in World of Warcraft anymore. When you play World of Warcraft, most of the groups and guilds that form are dead very quickly. Once you've managed to kill a final boss somewhere. And I had this dilemma very often so far. I mean, there are also a lot of smaller games that you can play with friends. I enjoy games that I can play with 3 friends, for example. And sometimes I just do a nice big Stellaris round, for example. Yes, people really have very strange standards, that's true. And all the add-ons only make it worse. I mean, I can understand that sometimes you need an add-on like this to help yourself a bit. For example, if you feel like you're just doing very bad damage yourself. But as I said, most people just use this as a kind of extension for best part. And that's actually pretty sad. Well, to be fair, Blizzard, for example, has never really made the interface beautiful. Final Fantasy XIV, for example, has given many options for customizing the interface. I think World of Warcraft has also made some changes in the meantime. And honestly, I also play World of Warcraft almost completely without an add-in. Of course, you should definitely do better now. No question about it. The next problem is that if you have too many add-ons, it can break your entire interface. How many times have people complained that their interface broke? And in the end, it was just an old change. I should definitely play Final Fantasy XIV again. Is finished, already attacked again. I don't think that's a player, is it? I think this time it's an NPC. Definitely an NPC. If this was a real player, I'd be dead long ago. Isn't that tree-like boss coming next? Oh yes, my favorite animal, where I never get in. But it's unbelievable how quickly I've arrived here. I'm afraid I won't be able to rescue. I need a tongue or something for that. Besides, I'll definitely have to unlock the woman to rescue. But I think with the magic bullet I have now, this boss here will be a lot easier. Hopefully. Where is the tuber? I didn't expect to be in the second phase now. I think such a nice big hardware store is not a fire. The transformation furnace. And a victim age. What's the point of that exactly? I never noticed that there was an altar here. But really, without a joke, I had no idea that there was such an altar here. Oh, you get some items when you bring offerings. Okay, now I just have to find out where the path was. I'm not 100% sure anymore. There are several factions that I can join. I can't do one anymore. I don't even know a single group. Ah, I know where to go again. I'm lucky that you're invulnerable. Save me, Onion Knight. There had also been such a very strong opponent down here. You know, that actually happened to me too. When I started Dark Souls 3, I just stormed down and killed or attacked the one guy who was sitting peacefully in front of the campfire. I didn't know the guy was friendly. This even happened to me in Elden Ring. The first friendly NPC right at the beginning. I snuck up and killed him. And my chat freaked out. No, he doesn't, he's friendly.
Welcome, speak.
Yes, the weird guy who somehow has a bouquet of flowers as a weapon. Or a bouquet of roses. Here's the guy. I attacked him the first time. I walked up here, saw him sitting and thought to myself, so, hey, whoever strikes first wins. Kaboom. Well, as it turned out, he was friendly. How are you supposed to know that? It's not like there's a big sign somewhere. Hey, I'm friendly. But I still have to say that I am very surprised myself that I think the path is so good. But now, alas, it stops. But wait, I think I know where I am. And from here it goes to the ruin and then to the magician. And with this guy, I'm sure I'll need my melee weapon again. Sorcery didn't really help the guy the last time, because I just didn't get around to doing magic. It's been a few days, but I still remember this trail pretty well. So the spell type is actually not that important. I just can't do magic. That's my big problem. He has so many attacks. And he just won't let up. It was definitely easier if you just did hand-to-hand combat. Maybe my magic isn't so bad after all. I'm surprised myself right now. But the guy has also really just let a lot of life points. But that was more luck than brains. But done is done. I'm a little bit proud right now. Watch out, we're going to finish the entire game tonight.
Welcome, host. Very well then.
I mean, the duck boss really can't do anything.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Isn't there anyone who has managed the game extremely quickly? A speedrunner. What's the record? Do you know that? Probably only 2 hours or so. Do you say so simple? I don't even know where they are. So I have to say, the fire spell is best. 1 hour and 10 minutes. That sounds totally crazy. But you see, that's exactly why I love my bike clean right now. For example, causes so much damage. And it's extremely practical. I also think that it will mainly be the main game. I can't imagine that he also managed all 2 add-ons in that time. I'm sure there are even crazy people who open a game and if they die once, they start all over again or something. There's just crazy for everything. Why can you fly dogs? Did you see how they flew? What kind of shit was that? Only crazy people here. I hate these dogs so much. These dogs are so annoying. Animals are generally extremely difficult opponents. In a game like this, the dogs are especially terrible. I'm so dead. Or not. I say easy peasy limits crazy. The only magic that a dog can use is definitely the dog's gaze. And in this way, he gets a whole lot of treats.
You did. I'm up if
Hey, that's Gale. You know what? Exactly. That's what we do, too. While we're here, let's do the good piece again. I can tell you that because I'm pretty sure I killed the guy the first time. And you just don't come into this world. Probably then. I don't even remember how long the journey actually was. And dogs again. I hate dogs so much.
my very own home now.
If you walk the right path, you say, "My dear friend, you see what a huge, shitty pile of snow is in front of my face. How am I supposed to find the right way?" And no matter where I run, there are dogs everywhere. I'm not going to turn around. I'm certainly not going to turn around. They can all give me a try. If you turn around, you die like in a horror movie. I'm almost certain I have to go up here somewhere. We do a real, nice speed run. Only without speed. But what do you say to that? We've even arrived here now. That would be a nice end to this evening, if I were to fight peace again. Exactly. We don't do a speed run, we do a slow run. The comfy run. The chill run. So I can fight directly against you. Should I really kill her? Are you serious? The old lady screwed me. Well, so she actually screwed me. Now I just have to come up with where the right path was. Again. I'm not quite sure. I had to go back to the bridge and go somewhere else. I think I have to get down there. So Evelina, you are very, very familiar with Order 66. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather execute Command 69. It's definitely more fun. There is nothing perverse about that. Of course, I just meant the chocolate cream, which is called 69. I can't help it. I realize I actually need more stamina. Exactly 69 is an innocent lamb. "98 before the 69. What a crazy mess this is. But as I said before, I actually remember the way. I am impressed myself. Maybe I should really do a speedrun one day. I feel like I have all the qualifications for it. Oh, who am I fooling? I just got lost. I took a wrong turn. Whoops. Well, if most of the attacks kill me with a single hit, then at least she finally has a chance. She was by far the easiest boss in the game. I didn't even have to make an effort. This is the overwhelming power of a sun goddess. You'll have a look around, we'll just clap them around. We do it like the chat with my butt all the time. We clap so hard that it doesn't work anymore. Hey, that hadn't been 3 hours. Don't tell false fairy tales. That was a maximum of half an hour. Oh, to whom do I say what? That was 15 minutes.
I've seen your kind. Time
The old woman had died so quickly.
every fleeing man must be caught. Every secret must be unearthed.
Hey Wilhelm,
Such is the conceit of the self-proclaimed seeker of
you
truth.
lollipop.
But in the end, you lack the stomach for the agony that you'll bring upon yourself.
You're not exactly the brightest candle on the cherry pie. But it can strike like a truck.
Forgive me, my lady. I swore an oath.
I believe thou'rt the one.
Well, I don't know where you were yesterday, but I didn't play Dark Souls 3 yesterday, for example. I was just on my little flower meadow and enjoyed my ice cream, and tonight I came online and clapped the old one the first time. True story. Oh yes, now comes this annoying mountain path. But to be fair, on the very first try, I actually almost killed them. I was impressed myself. I don't know if I'm in the right place. But that was just a very interesting and funny test. I was like, hey, you just try all the spell types you have. And all of a sudden, I noticed that even though I had the wrong rings, this dark magic just did a lot more damage. Surprise! Hey, that's 2. Hey, that's 3. Gosh, the guy is strong. I just wanted to find the right way. But somehow I got lost. And somehow I just feel like I'm running in circles. I'm pretty sure I've been everywhere here. So much for my speedrun. It was done right away. The next challenge will be, don't get lost, run. No, I didn't find the way. Sorry to disappoint you. Emisham. But what kind of bums are they here? So the bell up here looks very good. You could almost believe that this would be the way to go. Not dogs again. Please don't have stupid dogs again. Of course, Nicholas, thank you for joining us today. I wish you a good night and see you next time. Take good care of yourself. And thank you again for everything. Wow. Well, it sucks if you take longer to aim than I do to do magic. Ah yes, here are my favorite giant flies. We seem to have almost made it, haven't we? Somewhere here we went up to the chapel. Well, I can't tell you that either. Maybe this is some special form of fetish. And beer does not condemn a fetish. Well, actually, yes. We're pretty biased when it comes to ethical. The interesting thing is, in fact, the fire's surface kills them instantly. Of course, they're all going crazy now. Dickle half these dirty little worms. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting and annoying of the rum swamp. I have a better idea. How about I just kill the guys first? Like last time. Hey wait, yesterday I didn't waste any time in this area, did I? Oh no. That's right, I was in my flower meadow. On my wonderful flower meadow. I have to say, for the fact that there should be a church, there is really a lot of vermin here. Is it worse than in the shopping mall when all the kids are coming? So my dear son, we did it and now I can kick my ass for the second time. Oh, I'm sure it's exactly the same in the basement of a church. Where else would these player makers get all the ideas from? Of course, they went to real church in the basement. So let's see. I somehow have a ring for dark magic. I still have my face mask even on. Okay, it's time to give her a slap in the face. Again. Then we definitely have something to do all evening. She's still getting pretty good damage though, honestly. Oh yes. Well, I have to say, that's not so bad. Exactly. I speak correctly, it is recorded and reproduced. And with that, I even have a lot of fun options. Different voices types. I can also change the order and the tone. Before, I used a completely different program, which was extremely time-consuming. There would even have been 3 programs, so to speak. But in the meantime, I have found something completely better. Especially the sub-programs that I had at that time are regularly smeared. And it didn't look quite as pretty with the subtitle. What a lollipop. She should play a few more years. That used to be a real facial fifer. The chick was really bad. You know what? I think I need to change my list. I definitely have to. Sit down at the bottom of the good Friede. Yes, she definitely gets the last place. But something from the last place. But I'd say it was a really good fight. I don't even know what I did differently this time. I guess I was just a lot more relaxed.
threaten for... Oh, see, net trap in.
So let's see. Now we definitely have the opportunity to buy new stuff. Funny, I thought I already had this scythe.
Now.
Do you have to buy the weapons every time? Yes, as I said, this time I really had the feeling that I just flattened them. Yes, indeed. I already have the gun. Why can't I see this? So I'll definitely take the other part. Hey, wait a minute. I don't think I have that weapon yet. A weapon that scales with intelligence. Rapier of the Crystal Sage.
Now.
So pretty sure I didn't buy the gun. Oh no, I really don't have them.
So...
But really, I feel really stupid right now. How can I tell if I already have the weapon in my inventory or not? Because I really don't know if I don't already have the weapon. And somehow there is nothing written on it anywhere here. You don't think that's possible? Fair enough. It's actually not that important.
She is much.
Alright, that one gun I just bought. This one. It could be quite strong, but I completely lack dexterity.
Speak. Very well, then Tuphaken. Farewell, Ashen.
Very pretty. So we didn't kill Peace just once today. We actually clapped the old woman away twice. And I'm extremely amazed at it myself. Who would have thought that a woman can't do anything at all if you just pay a little attention? You know what I'm going to do when I edit the video? I'm going to take this exact excerpt and everyone will think I've killed for the very first time on the first try. But sometimes I'm also extremely ingenious. Only sometimes. What I also don't quite understand, what does it actually have to do with repairing equipment? Because I've never had to fix anything.
Friede, be careful.
I would really like to attack peace again. After all, it's now 1-1. Weapons have a durability, but it's not needed because they repair themselves automatically over time or when you go to a campfire. Which game designer came up with this incredibly crazy thing? That could have been an idea of mine. I'm a bit impressed. Doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, look at games like Witcher 3, for example. There you have to repair your weapon permanently, even if you only fight against very small groups of enemies. Sometimes this can be very annoying. Well, my wonderful enchanting creatures. In any case, we have also achieved incredible things today. Yes, so the durability does not make sense. I was just wondering why he offered to repair weapons. And then what do you pay souls? As I said, we had a great evening today. But I'd say Dark Souls 3 is over for me. It's been an incredible journey. It was a wonderful trip. We've seen a lot of great fights. We also noticed one or the other frustrating thing. And of course we will definitely play a Dark Souls part again soon. But as I said before, this month is quite well planned. We'll definitely be playing Final Fantasy Crisis Core starting tomorrow. Because that's what I was given. And I really want to play the game that was given to me. Also, we do 7 days too, which is with some people. And we're going to do a very big, tough challenge at the end of the month at RimWorld 500%. And of course I will give the whole colonist name from you, so that you can sympathize and experience all the shit up close. And for those who don't know the game, RimWorld, he's going to miss a lot. This game is so incredibly hard and crazy. And no matter how good you are, any random action can completely fuck you. And that's exactly what I'm already looking forward to. Back when I started streaming, we played Sugar first. And Sugar. We also played over Christmas. Oh, believe me, the game is so great. I could spend days on it. And theoretically, I will do the same when I'm on vacation at the end of July. Then I definitely do very long streams on some days. That's what I have to do with such a great game. Therefore, the next few weeks will be just as great. We also met a lot of fun people thanks to Dark Souls 3. We met new friends and new, different streamer. And that's definitely something that's worth a lot to me. Lily NVT. I am very glad to have met you. Likewise Iudex. And who knows, maybe they will do even more in the future. I'll send you over to some other person first. Let's see, who's there? In any case, thank you very much for being there. Thank you very much for your tips. Thank you for suffering with me. I wish you a pleasant night and a wonderful day. See you soon. Always remember, I love you. Let's get the torches out. We are attacking. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Sam. Well, time to go back. Gotta roll all the way back. All the way. That's right, folks. We're just rolling. Keep on rolling. Oh, hi, Tyurru Medaya. Hi. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. How was your stream? Hope your stream was awesome.